okay to go out there and bang up people girl picnic. And bang up as much as they think they should or can. Now, we all know that. Or I should say most people, or some know that. A woman will gravitate to what they hear. And a man will gravitate to what they see. So if a child grew up not knowing that, or a young girl grew up not knowing that these predators will come and fool your head with lies just because they want to mess you up, they're gonna fall for the trap. And for those young men who don't know, because they never have a dad around, will tell them, say, listen, when you see them young girl there half naked out the road, that's trickery. And because those things is lacking in the home, you want to find out, say, these are some of the problems that we're having. And for we to get rid of these problems, we need families, we need them together. Because it need both parents, it need a woman to tell a young man, say, listen, that young girl that you bring in the house is of no good. And you need the father to tell him, boy, pick me, say, that young girl that you bring in the house is no good. Because a father have the ability to spot these things, and a mother have the ability to spot what a father don't see. It's a combined relationship and partnership among family, sharing and caring to raise and bring a child up in the way that he should. I grew up with an icon my grandmother always say, bend the tree while it's young. So when it's old, you cannot bend it. And she was merely talking about upbringing of a child. And she go back and she use a word, say it take a village to raise a child. So the village in the child life is very important. Because if you raise your child in a village, what that is full with whatever that there is that child shouldn't be exposed to, a child is going to think that it is okay. Because after all, this is the village that I'm in, and everybody I do what them I do, so why wouldn't it not be okay? And as young as a child is in their mother womb, them start to learn. So you might have think, say, oh, now them start to learn from the inner the mother womb. So a lacking of a father from a child in a mother womb, them start to realize that there is an absence of a father in their life. And from this, so that stress and that curse is in that child life. Now, I'm going to go even further, because you have a thing in which young people saying that they need to live their life. Young men go out there and have as much fling as the old time people say as they want. While so the young girls. Now you need to understand that there is an energy among people. Everybody have an energy. So if you go out there and you find yourself with 10 women, you take that 10 woman energy on. Likewise, if a young girl go out there, or a old one, whichever, and go find themselves with 10 man, you take that 10 man energy on. So while you will be looking for a firm and strong relationship 10 years down the road, you need to remember that energy is with you. And the only way you're going to get rid of that energy, as if you start to pour good in that vessel of your soul to get rid of those bad energy. Because bad a chat bad and good a chat good. So the only way you go get rid of that bad energy if you start to pour good in that energy, in that soul that you have, that vessel that you have. So you end up with a child and think to say, oh yes, that child don't have that bad energy, and yes man, you pass it on to that child. That 10 man where you sleep with, or that brother there, where have 10 women, you pass that energy on to your child. And the only way you're gonna get rid of that energy from your child is if you put on that bad habit and start to do good. There's no other way. And these are the things one need to understand. As my grandmother say, if you spit in the wind, it blow back in your face. It's that simple. My grandmother was a genius, you know. Didn't go to school, but she was a professor of her caliber. Trust me. And my grandfather as well. Because if it wasn't for them to teach me the things that I've learned. But that story is for another day. So it was energy where you pass on to your child thinking that you didn't. Those are the generational curse that is continuing in many different forms. In your child growing up to beg, in your child growing up doing bad things that he shouldn't have been doing. All those things is because the generational curse is continuing. So how you gonna stop it? When them things they come your way in your relationship, you have to go find a way to deal with it and don't pass it on to your picnic. Because them are gonna come. Your past have to catch up with you somewhere or the other. They are going to come. So you have to find a way to deal with them somewhere or the other. Because if you don't deal with them, you're gonna pass it on to your child. And no matter what it is, it could be, if there's a name for it and it's bad, there's a curse for it. So if you're a gunman, if you're a prostitute, don't matter what it is, you got to make that buck stop with you, or else that curse is going to continue. So you find yourself in a relationship with a woman and you realize that, oh, you have been unfaithful, your wife have been unfaithful, or your girlfriend have been unfaithful. Suck it up because you started, or your mother did start it, or your father. So suck it up. Don't pass that curse on to your child. Those are the things I'm talking about. It could be anything. Whatever that thing is, that is a curse, suck it up and don't pass it on to your child. I'm going to dive into another topic while I'm at it. Now, this thing is a thing where I believe keeping us back as a people. Because we grow up thinking that sharing and caring, you know, having secret is a good thing, because when your right hand know, don't make your left hand know it, and them bullshit. Sorry for my English. If you are in a relationship with someone, it's all about sharing and caring. Because if you are going to come with this thing about don't make your right hand know, your left hand know, and you are in a relationship, then the other person are going to do the same thing. And how are you going to build? How a union is going to build among you if there is no sharing of information and there is no caring? How are you going to build a union? A union can only build through sharing and caring. And that is why we find ourselves in a situation where we are work all the days of our life and still end up poor. Because that coordination of sharing and caring is not there among us as a people. That coordination is not there. Because we believe, say, oh, simple as you are working you are work in a company and your people who you feel to say, oh yeah, because they're in a higher position, is going to help you because they are up above you. No, brother, them not do it. They might find every means and way to keep you where you are, to get rid of you for whatever reason. I don't know. And these are the things that I've seen among our people. And if you live in the community of them and the company of them, it's the same thing. Likewise, the other nation is not so. The other nation, them share and them care and them build together. We tear down each other. As long as we see one of we are trying to live up or step up, we find means of ways of pulling each other down. Why? I don't know. But it's a generational curse. So if we want to start to own things, and we want to start to find ourselves among the elite to make life better for our future generation, kids and so forth, we got to put that stigma away about sharing not and caring not for our own. Even your very same wife and husband when you live in a house with, oh, you know, so me I go stash one extra money on the side for him don't know, so me have it. The owner go come together for build a house, then idiot, or buy one. If you are going to have one grand, this one, him have one grand, and no, say, neither one have it. How not going to end up with a house? If I that you don't want. Or how not going to end up sending a picnic to private school so then can become a better person than you, because my belief in a life is that my child should become a better person than I am. No matter when me did beer, when me dare do in a life, my child is supposed to come do it. I supposed to make sure or try my best so my child become a better person than I am. So if your parents did that teach you, say, oh yeah, I this for your husband or I this for your boyfriend, and you're going to pass that on to your picnic, as long as life lasts, we are going to be at bottom of the pile, just like we are now. Because maybe we don't realize, but as a people, as a nation, we are at the bottom of the pile because we ain't sharing, we ain't caring for each other. We think to say, oh, division among ourselves is best, and not realizing what that division is doing to our youth that is going forward. Enough things more to highlight and showcase and talk about. But on everything we can talk about today, me just picking up some of the things them way I got dig deep into. But share, like and subscribe if you don't want to hear continuation of my belief.